Right now at 5, a train derailment near DeSoto sends cargo into the river and closes a major highway.
We're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 5. I'm Ken Kozorowski. Emergency crews from Crawford County and the state are working with BNSF near Ferryville after a train derails just after noon. News 8 Now's Dua Israr joins us live from Ferryville with the latest. Dua?
Ken, if you take a look right behind me, you're actually going to see some of the train cars that derailed right over there. We have crews working. If you take a look over here, we've got a red truck that's been dumping rocks on the train tracks. There have been cranes that have come in and out to pick up debris, and even further down the line, we've got various law enforcement over there working around the clock. And, you know, we've just got a lot of people, a lot of busyness happening over here as they're trying to move this debris as quickly as possible. We even saw some lights come in on a truck, suggesting that crews plan to work through the night. Now, 4 people were injured. Now, their injuries are not life-threatening, but here is some of the information that we also know regarding this train derailment. 20 cars went off the track around noon. 2 of them fell into the water. There is a boat rescue operation still underway to contain those 2 cars. That's referred to as booning, and that's to prevent them from drifting further down the Mississippi River. Right now, we're told that that is not a concern and that the cause of this train derailment is still relatively unknown.
These rail tracks that have come through this area were significantly above the water, where the water levels were throughout this flooding process.
Now, there was hazardous material on this train, including paint and batteries. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources is on the scene, and we were told by the Crawford County Emergency Management that these hazardous materials are not a danger to the public or to wildlife. Now, this isn't the first train derailment to happen in Ferryville. The BNSF had 6 train cars derail back in 2016, and that was because of flooding. Now, as we heard from Myrie, this specific train's derailment over here and these tracks, they were several feet above water, so there is belief that this wasn't because of the flooding. Again, that cause is still relatively unknown, and we will be having updates soon. But these crews are working around the clock. They've been working nonstop. We're seeing people come in and out, several cars traveling back and forth, cranes picking up debris, and they plan to be working for several hours past this. Reporting live in DeSoto, Dua Israr, News 8 Now. Ken, back to you.
Dua, thanks very much. Now, Highway 35 in DeSoto is currently closed. Detour routes are available on news8000.com. Now, as businesses continue working around flood damage, one bar in the La Crosse area was able to get help from some of their own customers recently. News 8 Now's Anna Fisher joins us live in studio with the details. Good evening, Anna.
Good evening, Ken. Located right on the Mississippi, the River Rat Bar could have easily been shut down by the flooding. But thanks to some loyal customers, the bar's outside seating was saved. The bar's outdoor tables, chairs, and umbrellas normally sit a lot lower and would have been swept away by this year's high water, until several customers with welding experience extended the dock's poles 8 to 10 feet to avoid flood damage. One of the bar's owners says they are very lucky to have community members lending a helping hand.
They came over and it was just real seamless with their welding crew, and you know, we're really lucky to have a local business just be able to do that for us, and it was all taken care of and our docks were safe.
Tables that they had out.
The crew comes over to check the docks every day and remove any floating debris. While Gerke Edwards says she did not anticipate this happening, she knows it's part of business and goes with the territory of owning a bar on the water. And the River Rat Bar has closed its outdoor seating and the docks, but they are ready to get back out as soon as possible. Ken?
All right, thanks very much, Anna. We will have more on the local flood recovery tonight at 6. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about the latest flood levels and where things sit around the region with our First Warn meteorologist, Eric Dean.
Good evening, Ken. I do have a little bit of good news. Those river levels are now starting to go down. and substantially in La Crosse. You'll see that coming up in just a couple seconds. Good evening, everybody. Take a look here at the latest river levels across the Mississippi, starting with Wabasha checking in with 16.13 feet. Down to Minnesota City, 663.95. You go over towards the Winona area, 18.32. Over towards the Trempealeau area, 650.72 feet. Down towards the La Crescent area. Here's the good news I was talking about. Look at La Crosse, 15.74 feet. Remember yesterday we were like 15.9, so it's starting to go down just a little bit. There is light at the end of the tunnel there. Lansing's at 19.58. We go over to Lynxville, 630.24, and down towards the McGregor area, 22.86 feet. And here's some more good news. So we go to 15.3 feet by the 29th, 14.6 by May 1st, and by May the 4th, it goes down to 13.9 feet. So there's a lot of good news to talk about there. We just have to get past the next few days. That flood warning is still in effect for all of the Mississippi River and the Coulee region until further notice. Now, coming up in the first warn forecast, we will talk about rain chances this weekend, but we're talking temperatures going into the 60s and 70s tomorrow before a big plunge takes place this weekend.
All right, Eric, thanks very much.
You bet.
All right, back on the news side of things this evening, Minnesota's governor says several new state laws signal a, quote, good day for freedoms. Governor Tim Walz signed 3 DFL bills into law today. The first makes Minnesota a refuge state for transgender people seeking gender-affirming care. The second ensures legal protections for people seeking or providing abortions in the state. And the third bans the discredited practice of changing a person's sexual identity, otherwise known as conversion therapy. Walz says the actions taken today are a sign to the country that Minnesota embraces inclusivity.
I think the message, again, was very clear. This is about an expansion to rights and carving out a state where no one is told they don't belong, where everyone is valued, and we will protect people's bodily sovereignty.
Washington State signed a similar bill protecting people seeking both reproductive and gender-affirming care. Critics argue the laws amount to government overreach. Wisconsin Republicans are releasing a new proposal to use state surplus money to fund local governments. The plan would send 20% of all state sales tax revenue to local governments. It amounts to a $227 million increase to a shared revenue system that has capped payments since 2004. The frozen program had meant more local communities had to go to referendum to ask their townspeople to pay more property taxes to cover critical services like law enforcement, fire, EMS, and public works. Representatives announcing the news in La Crosse today say the plan fills a major need.
And that's why I think this is so critical, especially for all the people who require all these services. It touches all of us.
Now, Governor Evers had also supported sending more state sales tax revenue back to local governments, so the bipartisan measure would seem likely to make it into the next state budget. Just ahead, the suspect accused of leaking Pentagon documents is staying in jail for now. Lawyers for the 21-year-old argue he should be released, but prosecutors say that would create a whole new problem.
Shop for a cause at Home Seasonal Concepts. Home will give you 10% off sale prices on porch and patio when you donate $10 to help ovarian cancer research. Give $10 and get 10% off sale prices now at Home Seasonal Concepts.
Dr. Mehta knows pain.
Oftentimes, I see patients with pain in their knees, their hips, their back, and it's actually coming from their feet.
Her suggestion?
It's as easy as going into a good feet store.
Come in for your free arch support fitting.
Save big money with the 11% off everything at Menards. Get the top-of-the-line water heaters with Wi-Fi technology from Richmond. This hybrid electric heat pump water heater's energy efficiency will provide long-term savings. Get it now for just $1378.96 after rebate. Soften your water and help reduce mineral buildup with Morton's 27,000 grain water softener. This water softener is an ideal choice for small to medium-sized households. Right now, just $399.96 at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
At Papa Murphy's, we build your pizza with the freshest ingredients. You take it and bake it fresh in your oven.
So technically, I make the pizza.
Right now, get the limited time Taco Grande pizza. Papa Murphy's, change the way you pizza.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $3,750 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high-output engine. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Non-drowsy Claritin knocks out symptoms from over 200 allergens without knocking you out. Feel the clarity and make today the most wonderful time of the year. Live Claritin Clear.
Gary knows golf.
You need to have good balance, good support.
Where to find that support?
2 words, The Good Feet Store. How many words is that?
Swing by for your free arch support fitting.
Right now at Home Sleep Express, get interest-free financing on any Tempur-Pedic mattress, plus a $300 bonus shopping cart, free delivery, setup, and a 120-night guarantee. Plus the area's best selection of Tempur-Pedic at Home Sleep Express.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
A federal judge says he will take his time to decide whether suspected Pentagon leaker Jack Teixeira will remain in custody or be released pending his trial on espionage charges. Nicole D'Antonio has more details from our nation's capital.
The Air National Guardsman accused of leaking classified material will stay in jail for now. During a 90-minute hearing, Judge David Hennessy questioned lawyers for 21-year-old Jack Teixeira, who have asked for their client to be released. Teixeira is charged with espionage after allegedly posting classified material in a chat room, which was then spread online. Teixeira's lawyers said, quote, he had no idea that it would go beyond this little circle of people on the server. Judge Hennessy interrupted, saying, that's like arguing I pulled the trigger, but I had no intent to kill him. I find it a little incredible that the defendant could not foresee that possibility. Prosecutors argue that if released, Teixeira could either try to flee the country or obstruct the investigation. In court filings, they allege Teixeira already destroyed evidence, including a laptop and a game console. Questions continue to be raised about why the 21-year-old had access to classified material, with court documents showing a number of red flags. Prosecutors say 5 years ago, Teixeira was suspended from high school for talking about weapons, mentioning Molotov cocktails and guns, and making racial threats. That was flagged to local police when Teixeira applied for a firearm license. Prosecutors also allege he searched mass killings online and posted comments saying he wanted ISIS to, quote, kill a ton of people. Investigators say they found a gun locker, weapons, and tactical gear in his bedroom at the Massachusetts home where FBI agents arrested him. Nicole D'Antonio, CBS News, Washington.
Teixeira's father, a former correctional officer, asked the judge to release his son into his custody and promised to notify the court if Teixeira violated any of the judge's conditions. Still ahead tonight, from flood to fires, experts say days of high water and moisture still haven't erased the potential for that fire danger.
And in the rural weather, rain chances will start to pick up as we go into your weekend. Some of these could produce a little bit of thunderstorm activity. We'll break that down when the four-storm forecast on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
I won't write your will.
I don't write contracts.
I won't handle your divorce.
I do know a few things about personal injury law.
All I do is help injured people get the compensation they deserve.
At Bygoff and Rohde, that's how we get results.
Life's more rewarding at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, especially when it comes to lawn care. Right now, get unbeatable deals on a huge selection of lawn tractors, mowers, and more. Like $30 off this Yard Force push mower. Rewards members save an extra $20. Get this DeWalt blower free when you buy any DeWalt cordless mower. These Fiskars pop-up containers just $19.99. And rewards members get a free $10 gift card with $80 spent on estate fertilizer.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
This time of year has many different names. We call it Showtime. It's when there's work to be done and fun to be had. Plus, it's time for spring bonus offers at your Northland Ford dealers, where you can save big on a Ford truck to make it all happen. Start the season off right with 0.9% financing for 60 months, plus $3,500 in total savings on Ford F-150 XLT. It's showtime. Now for a limited time only, get 0.9% financing for 60 months, plus $3,500 in total savings on Ford F-150 XLT. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living, and through no fault of their own, they're being left behind? If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy and water providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Spring has sprung, the grass has riz. I wonder where the furniture is. At King Furniture, of course.
During our spring clearance event, save an additional 10% off our already low prices. Plus, take advantage of 0% free financing, recliners, sofas, sectionals, dining rooms, and more. With our huge selection of in-stock furniture, low price guarantee, and free delivery, why shop anywhere else?
It's the King Furniture Spring Clearance Sale.
When the insurance company sees Bygoff and Rohde on the other side, they know they're in for a fight. It's your life, but it's our fight. And they know that if they're not being fair with us, they will find themselves in court, and that's how Bygoff and Rohde gets results for its clients.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Despite all the snow melting and ongoing flooding, fire danger is high around parts of Minnesota. Meteorologist Joseph Dames explains why, even though there's a lot of moisture, now is the time of year to be cautious.
Rivers are high. Communities have been worrying about flooding. So how could it be that we are now entering spring wildfire season?
All of a sudden, it just went woof, and it just black smoke like crazy.
Alyssa Reynolds, wildfire prevention supervisor with the Department of Natural Resources, says all those fuels that are vulnerable to burning are now unlocked from the winter snow.
Minnesota in the spring, especially, our fire season's really driven by those dry fuels that are left over from the previous growing season. So when the snow melts, all that brown grass, those dry leaves, things like that are exposed again.
Dry fuels are essentially old, ready to burn vegetation. And this time of the season is in jeopardy until growth returns.
Our fire danger is the most pronounced in the spring before the grasses green up and the new leaves come out. So before that green vegetation emerges, that's when we really have the high fire risk.
But it's not just the vegetation to blame. You could blame it on the weather.
Those three factors, the humidity, the temperature, and the wind, really increase the risk.
The fire weather trifecta, which is exactly what is causing high fire dangers this week. And the DNR wants to remind folks, these dry fuels can burn quickly and spread swiftly.
That fine dead fuel that we talk about, it responds really well to changing conditions. In fact, within an hour, those grasses can dry out. You could have rain or snow in the morning, and by an hour or two later, that grass and that vegetation is dry and ready to burn.
In Minneapolis, Joseph Dames, WCCO News.
If you want to burn yard debris, make sure you get a burning permit. Now, it's almost hard to believe, Eric. I mean, you were in Warrens just a couple of weeks ago where you see firsthand just how quickly things can spread.
Oh, absolutely. And then now we have the flooding concern. But as you mentioned, yes, it can change on a dime.
Yeah.
So as we go into our dry months, that is something that we'll have to keep an eye on. But in short term, take a look here at the radar scan. You can see the majority of us seeing a clean sweep across the area, with the exception of the extreme northern part of the News 8 Now viewing area over towards portions of Rusk County, a little bit of Chippewa County, seeing some rain as we speak. So if you live up there, you're seeing a little bit of rain at this hour. Now, let's go ahead and take a look here with the forecast when you wake up in the morning. Temperatures in the 40s will greet you. Upper 30s towards Boscobel, 42 Sparta, 43 Black River Falls, 47 Eau Claire, 46 Ladysmith, 49 will be the overnight low in Winona. Rain chances will pick up a little bit as we go into your overnight hours, but they really start to ramp up as we go into your Friday. You can see it by 6 p.m. Line stretching from Black River Falls all the way down to Decorah, or just to the east of Decorah, will be the main player. And that's going to be the precursor as we go into the weekend, because rain chances are still going to be in play. Highs tomorrow. How about low 70s across the area? Upper 60s, low 70s for our south zone. We'll see a mixture of sun and clouds to start. Same story for the central zone. We'll see upper 60s, low 70s. Melrose will make it to 73. Trempealeau will make it to 70. And then low to mid 60s across our traditional cooler areas. Our northern zone, 61 in Ladysmith, 64 in Cornell, Chippewa Falls, 67 Eau Claire. You'll make it to 67 as well. So for tomorrow in La Crosse, we'll go to 70 degrees. Here's how we get there. We'll start the day off with temperatures in the 50s. We'll quickly go to 69 by the 2 o'clock hour, and then we'll stay in the low 60s by the 6 o'clock hour. But look, as we go throughout the day, those rain chances start to pick up starting at around the lunch hour, and then they'll make their way into the 6 to 8 o'clock time frame. Here's a look at the time lapse for today. We start off the day, abundant sunshine, not bad at all. Then the clouds really started to ramp up as we rolled into the afternoon hours. Right now, we're sitting at 69 degrees in La Crosse. It feels like 69. The winds are out of the south at 13 miles per hour. Barometric pressure is at 29.77. Substantially cooler in Eau Claire, 63 degrees. They have cloudy skies with winds out of the northeast at 9 miles per hour. So here's a look at your setup. Keep an eye on this low pressure system right here. This is our weather maker as we go into the weekend. You can see associated with it is a cool front. So this system's going to push through. That'll bring the rain chances. When we get back behind this for the weekend, we're going to drop the temperatures. So here's Thursday night going into Friday. You see that low pressure system pushing its way through in the afternoon hours. By Friday night going into Saturday, the rain chances start to pick up. And then we get on the back end of this, and it really starts to ramp up Saturday going into your Sunday. So the balance of the next 8 days. Here we go. 70 tomorrow. We go to 55, the double nickels on Saturday, down to 46 for Sunday. Back into the upper 40s for Monday with a 20% chance of an early morning shower. 50s for Tuesday, 60s for Wednesday, going into your Friday with partly cloudy skies.
All right, Eric, thanks very much.
You bet.
Still ahead tonight at 5, Corden's Curtain Call. After 8 years, late night host James Corden prepares to say goodbye.
Come explore and plan your next home improvement project at the Board Store Home Improvement's historic 8-building showroom, 524 Copeland Avenue, La Crosse.
Ashley's having a huge sale. Right now, you can get up to 50% off floor models. Plus, shop limited time deals throughout the entire store. These deals won't last long, and once they're gone, they're gone. Hurry to your local Ashley store to shop and save today.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy and water providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
This time of year has many different names. We call it Showtime. It's when there's work to be done and fun to be had. Plus, it's time for spring bonus offers at your Northland Ford dealers, where you can save big on a Ford SUV to make it all happen. Start the season off right with 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on a new Ford Explorer. It's showtime. Now, for a limited time only, get 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on a new Ford Explorer. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburger's cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love. And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day.
All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious! Ashley's having a huge sale. Right now, you can get up to 50% off floor models. Plus, shop limited time deals throughout the entire store. These deals won't last long, and once they're gone, they're gone. Hurry to your local Ashley store to shop and save today.
It's a star-studded night in New York City at the Time 100 Gala.
Juicy.
Plus, we're in Nashville with Michael J. Fox. Next ET.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
James Corden's 8-year late-night run is coming to an end. The host of The Late Late Show is saying goodbye to focus on family. CBS's Danya Backus spoke with Corden as he prepared for his final show.
Let's do this. I'm James Corden, and this is The Late Late Show. Roll the title!
In 2015, James Corden came onto the late-night television scene a virtual unknown in the U.S. 8 years and some 1,200 shows later,
Do you mind if we listen to some music?
he's now redefined late night.
Knowing that the end is near, what are the thoughts, what are the emotions?
It's really hard. It's really hard to compute and take in. But I'm just trying to keep it together.
From song parodies
Could you leave the TV on? I'm a fan.
to epic rap battles,
Because half the movies you make go straight to DVD.
Crosswalk the Musical, and carpool karaoke segments with global icons that became viral sensations. The show's groundbreaking impact is undeniable. Now, they're holding nothing back for the final broadcast and primetime special.
Can you give us a little glimpse?
Tom Cruise and I performed as Timon and Pumbaa in the touring production of The Lion King at the Pantages Theatre, full Hakuna Matata.
Of course, with 8 years of memories comes reflection.
What would you tell yourself 8 years ago when you first started this show?
I'd tell him just to enjoy it and to not ever take for granted that you really are working with some of the best people you'll ever work with in your life, because that's the thing I'm going to miss the most.
And what's next?
I've no idea. I don't know. Say goodbye to it. We did everything we came to do and more.
One thing that is certain, the mark he's made on late night television. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The final Late Late Show with James Corden airs tonight with guests Will Ferrell and Harry Styles. Eric's going to have one more check of your forecast tonight, right after this.
Are you tired of looking out your dirty windows? Cooley Region Window Cleaning is here to help. Locally owned with honest and fair pricing, and satisfaction is always guaranteed. More than dirty windows? If it's on your house, we can clean it. Call 769-7048 today for your free quote and get $100 off your service. Cooley Region Window Cleaning, we're doggone good. Call 769-7048 today or visit CooleyRegionWindowCleaning.com.
When your back pain is your foot's fault. This is Dean's story.
I had back pain, and I honestly didn't know where to go.
Until a friend suggested the Good Feet store.
She had to explain to me the feet are connected to the back.
And get this.
As soon as I put on those Good Feet arch supports, the pressure lifted off my back. It's like finding that missing puzzle piece. Like, yes, this is it.
Stop by for your free fitting at the Good Feet store.
Hit the ground running in the most adventurous Honda vehicles yet. Like the Pilot and Passport Trail Sport, or the Ridgeline, made more rugged with better off-road performance, and more capable with different driving modes available to conquer snow, mud, and sand. Adventure on in the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Nicolay, baby. I'll testify my commitment to the truth. Companies tremble while I'm spitting in the booth. I'm a lawyer rapper, peep the fit. Reppin' Nicolay law, cause we're the...
Daddy, what are you doing?
I'm making a rap video.
Good job. All right.
Boom!
At Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota, our warehouses are overflowing with items ready for delivery. Bedrooms, sofas, kitchen and dining, it's all in stock. On top of sale prices, if it's in our warehouse, you can take an extra $100 off items over $1,000, $200 off items over $3,000, or $300 off items over $6,000. If it's in stock, save even more. But these discounts won't last. Shop Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota, voted your favorite furniture store.
Here's a look at your 8-day forecast starting with Friday. We'll see showers in the afternoon, otherwise partly cloudy skies with temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s. The next 8 days, by Saturday, we go into the mid-50s, mid-40s for Sunday with rain chances. Early morning shower by Monday with a high of 49, then back into the 50s and 60s for next week.
So a few little things going on there. And of course, we will have more up-to-date updates, in fact, on the train derailment near Ferryville. We're getting word that there is going to be an emergency management press conference around the 6:15 mark, and our duo will remain live for the latest. Thanks for joining us tonight at 5. We will see you at 6.